Talking from the standpoint of me having to witness students having their first-hand experience with the subject called literature, I've seen that literature tends to be some sort of challenge to students. It poses quite a number of challenges to students at all levels, starting from the secondary school levels or ordinary levels or O levels up to the advanced levels, that's A levels, or even pre-degree or diploma programs, and even at the undergraduate level. Literature seems to be some sort of tasky endeavor. And let's be honest, literature can indeed be a tasky endeavor. And the reason why is because literature cuts across every human endeavor. There is a general definition in literature that almost any literature student can blot out even while asleep. And what is that? That is, what is literature? And anybody that studies literature at secondary school will easily say literature is the imitation of life. So looking at that seemingly simple definition, literature is the imitation of life, there's a lot of implications that comes with that definition. Because at a general level or at an elementary level, every scholar, every philosopher, and every student is going to agree that at least to some reasonable extent, that literature is indeed an imitation of life. But just that short definition has a lot of implications to it. And the implications to literature is an imitation of life is one of the challenges that we see playing out in its interaction with students at every levels. Now, don't get me wrong, literature can be a very, very interesting subject. In fact, me as a person, I don't get tired of literature classes. I can stay in a literature class for as long as possible, or as long as I still have energy to stay in the class. Anything that makes me get tired of literature, then I am very, very tired indeed. So as much as literature can be an interesting subject and a very lively subject, it can also be a very tasky and challenging one. And why is this so? It is so because, remember we said it is an imitation of life, and that gives it a lot of implication that explains its challenges. And the reason why is this: human beings do not think in the same direct, detailed way. Although there is a general pattern of how human being thinks, but when you come down to a lower level, or when you come down to a peculiar level, we begin to see the difference in patterns and the differences in human behaviors, thinkings, interactions, and the uniqueness of each human. Now, each of these humans, they have their parts and their roles that they contribute to making literature. And what we do in literature is we analyze all these parts. So if a text have 30 characters in a book, or if a text have 30 characters in the particular story, we are looking at the human characters in that novel. Now, if a text have 30 characters, I'm referring to human characters now, in a story or a plot. Now, we are going to analyze each of those human characters differently, and there is no single character that are going to have the exact same behavior. No, not possible. Now, at that point now we are talking about the human character. Mind you, there are other characters in that text that are not human. We still refer to them as characters. The inanimate characters. That's the characters that are not human. So, and we are still going to check the interactions of these inanimate characters with the animate characters and how they actually contribute to the development of the story. Now you see the reason why literature can be complex and why literature can pose to be a tasky endeavor to embark on. Also, we still have 3 genres of literature, and each of these genres of literature are further divided into subgenres of literature. And these subgenres of literature are further categorized and grouped based on region, based on time, based on other aspects and types of the particular genre that this whatever this text fall under. So there's a lot of things that can contribute to the complexity of literature. However, literature can be simple. It can be made simple, even though it can be tasky. At the same time, it can be made simple. It can be simplified, that any literature student or anybody at all who undergoes a proper teaching is going to be able to analyze any text literally. So, having said that, literature does not necessarily need to be a difficult course or some sort of course that students will totally shy away from. It is actually a course that I believe every student should get a good grip on, so they will understand the life, they will understand the environment, and they will have a better relationship with other people and even with nature. And that is why we have come up to create this channel. We designed SabiBridge with the intention and the sole goal and sole purpose of teaching literature to literature students and anybody who is interested in literature in such a way that they will be able to grasp every aspect of literature. So we are going to be talking about the nitty-gritties of literature and the technical aspect of literature and what you need to know about literature for you to be able to master your literary skills. And that is why we have come up with SabiBridge to help as many students as we can. And that is our goal on this channel. Our goal on this channel is to increase the success rate of literature at all levels, starting from the ordinary levels, that's the O levels, in WAEC, NECO, private WAEC, that's GCE, be it JAMB, JPEB, Cambridge, or any other A levels. Our aim is to increase the success rate of students taking literature as a course or as a subject. And also at undergraduate level we also aim to increase the success rate of students on campuses. However, having said that, I will like to introduce you and welcome you to the SabiBridge channel. Now, this is how we work in SabiBridge channel. In SabiBridge channel, about 60 to 80% or 70% of our content are free. So you get what you need to be successful as a literature student. We give it freely without any charges on this channel. However, if you need further assistance, you need one-on-one consultation, you need somebody to talk to, or probably you need a community where you can express your literariness, or where you can have a literary discussions to help you boost your understanding and increase your retention rate. We also have the provision for paid community services, and these paid community services get to meet your fellow students that are like-minded, who are interested or who is interested in creating a memorable literary journey. And this can also help you because you get to discuss about literary themes, you get to discuss about a lot of things that concerns literature, which will also, like I said earlier, increase your retention and also make these things stick. Because when you discuss something, when you talk about something, it has or when you even argue about things, it has more tendency of sticking faster because you were able to relate it to things that you understood. It makes it easier for you to be able to recall these things that you've argued about, discussed about on the communities and on our platforms. So you'll be able to retain it and be able to recall it faster and be able to craft your answers and your ideas and your analysis in an impressive manner during exams or during tests. And this method is a method I had a first-hand experience of. While I was on campus, I discovered that most of these literature courses I took, the lecturers had a way of making the class an engaging one by throwing certain subjects that seems literally controversial. So we argue about this matter, about these subjects, we talk about them, we exchange ideas, we try to counter, all this trying to find a loophole in the other person's argument or debate. They all add to understanding the concepts behind literature or behind a text. And that is our aim. Our aim is for everyone to understand the concepts behind these things. So having said that, I will talk about SabiBridge and how we operate in SabiBridge. We have four We have 4 study plans or 4 tiers in our paid community. So the first one is, so like I said earlier, we have 4 tiers in our paid community. The first one is SabiBridge. The first of the tiers is the Bridge Basic, and this Bridge Basic is a weekly subscription where students subscribe to on a weekly basis, and lectures holds on our groups. Lectures will be held for subscribers of the SabiBridge on Mondays, Thursdays, and on Saturdays. And the time for the lectures is just an hour lectures from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the evening. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then the next tier in the program is the Bridge Standard. And this Bridge Standard is a monthly subscription that goes for the rate of 6,000 naira. So this subscribers of this tier, they have access to everything that is found in the Bridge Basic. Plus, they have just one monthly live session, 1 hour 30 minutes for the whole month. So there will be a time where students will come together. So 1 hour 30 minutes for the monthly live session. Then we have 1 essay plus feedbacks. So anyone who registers for the 1 month Bridge Standard have the opportunity, have the access to write 1 essay, and the essay is going to be marked by the tutor, and feedbacks are going to be provided from the tutor. Then you also have access to exclusive contents. The next tier that we will be having is the Bridge Premium, and subscribers to this Bridge Premium, they have access to everything in the Bridge Standard, plus a one-on-one monthly session for each member or for each subscriber of the Bridge Premium, and it's just a 30-minute one-on-one session. And we also have priority support. Then the next and the last one is the Bridge Elite. This Bridge Elite is still a monthly subscription that goes for the rate of 15,000 naira. It has everything in the Bridge Premium, plus a customized study plan and exam standard practices. So we stimulate exam. So we have a simulation of the exam environment that will provide for you at the SabiBridge Bridge Elite program. So that is it. You also notice that we intentionally did not use AI voice for these illustrations or for this class or for this teaching. It's something that could have easily been done, but we intentionally did not go through that route because we intend that these classes and SabiBridge is going to be able to bring literature down to the indigenous level and to the human level, whereby students will be able to relate with every aspect of the class, including the voice and the reading of the voice that is going to convey the class. So we intend to make sure it is relatable to every Nigerian student. The main target is the Nigerian student, and that is the best way literature can be taught. It should be taught without the filter of a Western incursion or a foreign incursion. Yes, there is the reality of foreign influences, but it should not be the overarching element that is going to overshadow what should be understood in literature, because that's the main course of literature. So make sure to subscribe so we'll be the first person to get our notifications when we upload new classes. Make sure to like, make sure to share this video so your friends can have access to the kind of knowledge you're having access to. You can also share this channel, talk about it, distribute it to your fellow students so they can get help. So you can help them by sharing this with them. Anybody you know is having difficulties with literature as a subject, either at the undergraduate level or at the ordinary level or at the advanced level, SabiBridge is here to help every student to understand literature properly up to the undergraduate level. You can also check the description below where we have explained properly, where we have provided links to each of these plans. There are more details on how our paid community is being scheduled. So we hope to see you in the next video. Till then, be on the lookout for our next video here on SabiBridge channel.